Howdy, folks. I'm Argumentative Aries, astoundingly annoying Arctic animals.
I'm Amber.
And Amber, I want to know, what does a goat need to do to annoy Arctic animals?
Well, just act like a goat. I mean, Arctic animals are not used to having goats in their midst.
I see. I see. Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Having Our Wedding in a Cave, which means that my sister can't come. My fiance and I have come here for more opinions. We both are getting married this year, and our venue is in a cave system. Well, that's good that you're both getting married this year. I had some doubts about that for a second. We are both active explorers, and this is our dream venue. How it works is that you will get married in the opening of the cave and then go down a set of stairs that brings you into a big open area inside of a cave. You then have the option just to stay in that area or do a cave tour. It's extremely cool, and guests can't get into areas that they're not supposed to due to gates that basically will sound an alarm if you go near them. Also, they only allow a total of 15 guests, so a small wedding. Overall, it's a very unique experience, and we want to do this. We understand that when inviting people, if they are not comfortable, they will not attend. It's a unique experience, and I'm not pressuring anyone to go. Everyone we have invited seems cool about it. My mother is super excited. I invited my sister, and she told me that she can't, that she's claustrophobic and it would make it impossible. I told her that it's okay if she wants to see it, and we can record it or Zoom the wedding. I don't want her to be uncomfortable. This is where the argument started. She's mad that we would do a wedding that she can't do. She called me a huge jerk that I won't change the wedding. I told her that this is our dream wedding and that we're not changing it. I'm getting messages from people not invited that I am a huge jerk. Edit, it's a venue, it's not a random cave. Of course the venue has ways to handle disabilities just like every other venue. Alright folks, what do you think?
No, I don't think OP is being a jerk here. I can understand the sister's frustration at not being able to do the reception, but it sounds like the ceremony itself is at the mouth of the cave so the guests could be outside, so she
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be inside the cave.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it sounds like that they are probably not having her at the cave though, so I don't know. I think that they should have a larger wedding that everyone can attend outside of the cave, and then of course have the reception limited to a smaller set of guests. And I can understand why they would want to have the same guests at the wedding as the reception, because they don't want to make people feel left out. But I also feel that if somebody is averse to this, but they want to be at the wedding, that they should be allowed to go to the wedding and not necessarily the reception. You can choose who you want at your wedding, and if somebody isn't comfortable with your theme, they're not being forced to go. It's not like OP is guilting her and being like, you can just get over your fear for a day.
Right, yeah, it would be completely different if Opie was trying to force the sister into doing something she wasn't comfortable with. And again, it is a little bit tricky because there are phobias involved, but I have a hard time faulting OP for wanting to have their dream wedding, and OP did offer some options like the Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
which again isn't the same thing, but it is a good way that people can still participate.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Express Jana Solo says, Did you know that your sister is claustrophobic? You're going to get a ton of people agreeing with you. I don't think that they are wrong to do so. It's your wedding and your day, and you should do what's best for you and your partner and your marriage. That being said, personally, I would value celebrating with family over any venue. I would rather change a date and a venue to have a specific people by my side. I can't say that you're a jerk for feeling differently. All that matters is that you're having your day that you want while accepting any relationship consequences that come along with that. And maybe you don't feel differently. Maybe your sister isn't one of those people for you, and that's okay. This will likely damage your relationship with your sister. It may even end the relationship entirely, because you're sending the message that she's not important enough to you to be at your wedding. It also could reflect your relationship with your parents and other family members. If you are okay with any and all of that potentially happening, then this is your call to make. You are allowed to do whatever you want, but your sister and others are allowed to be upset by your choice and make their own decisions accordingly, not the jerk. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I the jerk for telling I'm a 26-year-old female, my fiance, a 28-year-old male, off for telling me that I can't wear a tux to our wedding? That's right folks, wedding bells are in the air. I'm a 26-year-old female. I met the man of my dreams, a 28-year-old male. We dated for about 6 years. He proposed to me last month and I said yes. Now we are in the process of planning the wedding. I have always been a tomboy. I am not a girly girl who is into dresses, makeup, romance novels, and reality TV. I like to fish, help my dad with farm work, and kick back. But don't get me wrong, I'm not a lesbian. I like guys. I'm just not into those sorts of things. And my fiance knows that. My fiance asked me what dress I was going to wear, and I was like, you know that dresses don't suit me. I'm not a fan. I'm going to wear a tuxedo. My fiance laughed. I asked him what was so funny. He said that it was silly for women to wear tuxedos at their wedding. I was a little offended. Why do you think it's silly for women to get married in tuxedos at a wedding? He joked that he wasn't going to be marrying a lesbian. I got furious. This is 2024 and we have a woman for vice president. Men can pretty much get away with everything at the wedding. Why can't women do the same? He was like, so I can go to the wedding in my pajamas then. Then I was like, you do you. I don't care if you go in your birthday suit. It's our moment and I will love you no matter what. He got mad and demanded that I cannot wear a tuxedo to the wedding and that he will go as far as calling it off. I talked to my bestie and she sided with my fiance. She said that it's just traditional and roll with it. And that it's not just for you, but it's for the family as well. I really don't want to wear a dress. My side is that we are each paying half for the wedding from our own saving accounts, so I can do what I want. But I'm curious here. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. And it might be time to think a little bit harder about if this is the right relationship for you, if he's willing to call off the wedding if you don't wear a dress. And it really frustrates me, this whole idea that you have to adhere to these traditions, and if you don't, then you're somehow failing. Like, your wedding is about you and the person you're marrying. It should reflect who you two are as people. If you never wear dresses and you don't like dresses, there is no reason to wear a dress on your wedding day.
Well, and I also question what he expects out of OP after the marriage, right? If he's expecting her to doll up after the wedding, right? Maybe he's expecting OP to change into a more feminine version of herself after that, right? And that's a little problematic because he's already seeming like he's trying to mold her into a different person for this one specific day. And maybe OP wears the dress this one day, and then he's like, well, you wore a dress on your wedding. What does it matter at that point in time?
Right, and that is a thing that happens is, if people push, oh, well, you've done it once, like, now what's the big deal? Like, you can just do it again, and you slowly erode that boundary.
So, I mean, I think that if this is something that OP is interested in doing, then she can do it. If it's something that OP isn't interested in, then, why force her to do this, right? And it sounds like OP is very much not a girly girl, and she has no interest in the sparkles or anything like that, and that's perfectly fine, But there's also nothing wrong with being a girly girl either. And I think that as long as OP is doing what makes them happy, and they aren't doing this out of some kind of compulsion, then that's really what's important, right?
Right. Well, and the homophobic undertones too are really gross. Oh, I'm not marrying a lesbian. It's
Yeah.
like women can wear suits regardless of their sexual orientation.
Yeah, it's clear that OP's fiance is the one who has a problem here, right? He might feel like if she wears a tuxedo, then it's taking away from his masculinity, which I think is problematic if that's kind of how he's viewing this. Now, I mean, I can understand him wanting OP to dress up fancy and whatnot, and his comment about, oh, well, I can wear pajamas was clearly a way of basically uh, making a false equivalence, right? Like, OP is still dressing up, she's still looking nice for the wedding, she's just not wearing what a woman would traditionally wear to a wedding, and that's perfectly fine, and OP's allowed to make those kinds of choices. Again, I do caution and wonder what his motives are after the marriage, right?
Right. Well, and that's why I think it's very important to, one, hold firm on this boundary, and two, have a conversation with him about why is this so important to him and what it means to him.
Yeah.
And, if he realizes that maybe that he's in the wrong, maybe then this can still continue. But I have a feeling that there might be a lot more attached to this than OP realizes.
And there could be. And it would be a shame if this relationship ended because of something like this. But If it has to, then it has to, right? I mean, maybe you discover that you're just fundamentally incompatible and that it took some time for you to realize that.
Well, and your wedding is supposed to be a day of great joy for you, and there's nothing. Well, I wouldn't say that. One of the most soul-sucking feelings is this idea that someone is expecting you to be someone you're not. And like your wedding day should not be one of those days where you have to like dress up a certain way and play a part just to like please the people around you.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And wonderful result, 2036 says, not the jerk. A white silk tuxedo would be a stunning choice for wedding attire. For that matter, so would a black one. You could have so much fun with shirts and jewelry to accessorize with. You should be able to stay true to yourself on your wedding day. If your fiance has an issue with that, then you ought to have a few honest conversations with him about your future. Kids, finances, investing for retirement, housekeeping, etc. Edit, I just saw what I missed during the first reading. If he's willing to call off the wedding over this issue, it's a huge red flag, and you ought to listen to him. Divorce is traumatic and expensive. Well, and if they haven't had conversations about what they expect out of kids, finances, investing, retirement, housekeeping, and all that stuff, then that's actually not good.
No,
Right?
you need to have conversations about all that before you even think about getting married.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, My Valentine's Day flowers are sitting in the dumpster. My boyfriend attempted to surprise me with flowers this morning, since I'll be in classes and then at work all day tomorrow. What I got instead was a picture of a bouquet of flowers chilling in the dumpster and a text that read, These were for you. Apparently, when he got out of his car, he saw a spider and its babies crawling up from the bouquet. He panicked and flung the flowers, and they landed in some mud. He shook the spiders over some nearby shrubs, but by that point they were muddy. A lot of the petals had fallen off, and he didn't know if there were more baby spiders around. I laughed, and I just had to share this with somebody. Happy Valentine's Day, folks. Sometimes your Valentine's Day flowers become a home for spiders, and you have to burn them to the ground.
Well, not burn them. I'm glad he just chucked them out.
I'm just kidding. I like spiders, so I wouldn't actually burn it to the ground. But I mean, I understand the fear that some people have with arachnophobia and the desire to get away from spiders.
So, I mean, I'm glad that Opie and her boyfriend, it sounds like, have good humor about this situation. It's a nice reminder that sometimes when things go wrong, little things, go wrong, you can still laugh about them.
Yeah, exactly. And MWB 1957 says, Great post. Anticipated your significant other being a total D. After reading the entire post, you have to feel bad for the guy. Do you feel good that he made an honest effort? This is a great story for both of you to share in your future years. And OP replies, he made an honest effort, and it ended with both of us laughing. Best gift ever. That's sweet. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What is black and white and red all over?
Well, I can tell you exactly what's black and white and red all over, just newspaper.
A hot air balloon covered in newsprint that travels the globe.
I guess so. But is it really red all over?
Red, R-E-A-D. That's why, like, it circumvents the globe so everyone can read it. It's in all kinds of different languages.
Maybe. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it a haiku on relationships.
A relationship should be beneficial to all parties involved.
I like it. I think it works. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.